Hi again, folks. So back with another reaction video. Got a few requests this week. That's going to be the first one. So this is Tigran Hamasyan. Hope I'm saying that right. Tigran Hamasyan, Levitation 21 official video. This one comes in from Peter. So without further ado, let's do it. Okay, so it's 30 seconds in. For those of you maybe not sure, you'll notice if you've watched any of my previous ones and hasn't gone forward that I do pause the videos here as I'm going along, just to try and give some thoughts, while they come to me, as opposed to like an afterwards thing. It also helps as well because whenever I upload videos, I kind of get hit with a lot of copyright claims. And some of the videos I've tried, YouTube has tried to actually block the videos straight away, just won't even let me put it up because it's obviously the algorithms are detecting the music. So at least if I do it this way, it seems to mostly just get a copyright claim, which is fine. Obviously, I'm happy, like whatever money is made from them, happy for that to go to the artists. It's just I don't really want to go through the process of filming something that I can't actually upload. So to avoid the blocking, I'm going to pause things going forward, and like I said, it helps anyway for me to give my thoughts as I go. So just wanted to get that out of the way. So far, yeah, I'm liking this. I'm getting a sort of slight detection of jazz. Obviously, jazz is a massive genre in itself. I'm not sure where exactly within the jazz subgenres this would sit. I'm also getting slight, maybe Middle Eastern kind of vibes, especially with the vocal. Remind me almost like a call to prayer kind of thing. Kind of interesting to see where this is going to go because it feels very sort of atmospheric at the moment. I don't know whether there'll be actual full-blown singing or not. Like when I say that, I mean like with words and lyrics and so on, or whether the vocal is going to be kind of like a extra texture in the music. I'm not sure how it's going to work out, but so far this guy's on his own. Artsy kind of video again. There was a recent one that did, the Bliss one, which you should check out if you're into the sort of more artsy abstract kind of stuff. But yeah, so curious to see where this is going to go. Let's pick it up again. Haha. Whoa, right, okay. This is incredible sounding. I really like the sort of juxtaposition between the really slow, drawn out melodic kind of piano lines and this, really busy kind of percussion. I can kind of hear the same note going over, so I'm guessing there's some sort of gent involved in this, the Meshuggah kind of thing. Dun, 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 dun. Wouldn't be surprised if this guy is influenced by metal. Sorry. I'm kind of curious to see whether, I don't know, I haven't really noticed if there's any sort of piano playing going on. I'm watching, but I'm so taken away actually with what's going on in the music. I haven't actually been taken in the visuals so much since that all kicked off. But the reason why I say that is because it almost sounds like some of the percussive elements are coming through from inside the piano. It reminds me straight away of Chick Corea, who obviously sadly died last week, who's a massive influence on me, as a pianist. And I did, fortunately enough, I got to see Chick Corea live once in Belfast, which is, my home city. My dad introduced me to Chick Corea and Return to Forever when I was very young, because he was a big fan. And obviously, well, I mean, I did classical training on the piano, but I was always really into that kind of sort of jazzier stuff. Didn't learn as many pieces, but I did some of the Chick Corea stuff. But anyway, whenever I went to see Chick Corea playing live, it was the first experience I got to see of somebody actually getting inside the piano, in the sense that, using spoons and all sorts of things in there. And really, I mean, obviously the piano is a percussive instrument anyway, but actually using the innards of the grand piano to kind of bring out percussion, hitting the strings with, different things. And, the concert was fantastic. That would have been probably more than 20 years ago now, so... but it's still stayed in my memory that, it was the first experience I seen live of somebody doing that. I don't know, some of the stuff that's going on here, because obviously you can hear the grand piano, I'm getting real vibes of the percussion coming from inside the piano. Could be completely off on that, and maybe it's all just done acoustically on the drums, but this sounds pretty amazing so far, so let's go back. I'll maybe actually just take it back a little bit and run it again. Right, okay, that's class. I'm really liking this. So I can find there's a groove going on here. Obviously, this is really sort of polyrhythmic. At least it seems polyrhythmic. I don't know whether there's time signature changes going on here or not, but because of the sort of constant groove there, I'm kind of getting the idea that, and I wouldn't be surprised if in some respects this is maybe even in 4/4. It's probably not, but I think it's like kind of extra clever when people can kind of get that really offbeat, syncopated kind of polyrhythmic kind of music, but you can still kind of basically follow it. I don't get me wrong, I like it. I also like it. If you're listening to something in 13/8 and you can't just do this, you have to kind of find the groove in a different way. But I can kind of feel like I'm latching onto a groove in this, despite it seeming like it's all over the place. The riffs and stuff that he's playing on the piano, I talked about the metal thing earlier on. I can hear this in a metal capacity. Dun, 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 dun. It kind of sounds like Meshuggah that has been transported into like a jazz kind of realm. And the singing has stopped, so maybe that was just like a kind of textural thing at the start. Seems like we're going to be set for more instrumental stuff. You're going to go back a little bit and pick it up again. Really liking this so far. So you can see there's lots of pauses and so on to try and sort of throw you off, but I can feel like there's a groove on this. Like, video was a bit strange, obviously. I don't really know what's going on there. Wow. Yeah, it's a real mix of sort of genres going on here. Definitely a gent thing going on. Which obviously comes from metal, bands like Meshuggah and so on. I think they pioneered that, and it's kind of rife. I do listen to that kind of music as well. But I've never really heard it done in this kind of capacity. It sounds like it's sort of mainly jazz and gent put together. I'm sure there's a jazz out there with a D at the start of it. Jazz to jazz. Anyway, and then I'm kind of getting this. It sounds kind of Eastern European, maybe, or even Middle Eastern. This, I I don't really know how to describe it. It kind of puts me in the mind of kind of religious chanting. I don't know. Maybe I just don't know enough about it, but that's what it reminds me of anyway. This is class. Really like it so far. So let's pick it up again. So at this point, then this actually feels similar in the sort of construct of it earlier on, only inverted. So if I remember at the very beginning, I kind of noticed the fact that the piano was very sparse, and yet the polyrhythmic drumming and stuff like that was really intense. This seems like it's being inverted. The piano has got these sort of sweeping broken chords, arpeggio things going on, runs, and yet the drums now are kind of very sparse. Like just thought I'd mention that, jumped out to me there in the last sort of 10 seconds or so. So I'm going to run that back. You hear the arpeggios running with the drums. Yeah, very juxtaposed. One instrument really busy, the other very sparse. Can't really think of any other time I've kind of heard that. Not so obviously, anyway. It's going to kick off. Yeah. Actually, I mean, I can tell the piano is so far up in the mix. I mean, and the fact that he's doing all this, I mean, he's obviously the pianist. I'm surprised, and he's being at the piano too. I'm surprised there's not more footage of him just playing this. You know, maybe this is just, you know, more of a concept, and he's. I don't really, from the video point of things. I don't know. It's not really grabbing me that much. But I mean, it's kind of trivial a wee bit. I feel like the video, because you know, I'm so overwhelmed by the music and drawn into it. I guess the video doesn't really matter that much. I just don't really understand why he's doing this and not on the piano. You know, maybe it's just because that's what everybody else does. Maybe it's just a bit different. But another thing I was going to say was, even though the piano is sort of so in the forefront of the mix, and I'm guessing, you know, well, he's the pianist, obviously, from what we're getting here. But the drumming is insane. You know, I don't know who's drumming on this. I don't know whether he's drumming on it as well. You know, a lot of very talented multi-instrumentalists out there. But I'll have to look into that to see who's actually drumming on this, because the drumming's incredible. I think I'm detecting a bit of synthesizer in there as well, sort of doubling up on the piano. Something electronic there in the background. Whereas mostly I've been getting everything sounds very acoustic. You know, even the actual drum kit itself. Again, it reminds me of sort of jazz. Sounds like a jazz kit as opposed to like a metal kit or something. So he's not really going for this big sort of metal production, even though it seems obviously influenced by that kind of music, you know. So it's more on the groove side of things than heavy for me. You know, it doesn't make me want to headbang. And that might sound stupid, but to me, there's a lot of classical music out there that if you find the right stuff, it is really heavy. Prokofiev, you know. But, you know, you get it everywhere. This doesn't sound heavy as such to me, maybe because of the production. It sounds more jazzy, but feels very groovy. But yeah, a bit of synthesizer going in there as well. I like the fact he looks a bit crazy, you know, because obviously it goes with the music. That's a compliment. There's that again. Lovely slow juxtaposed kind of melody and getting it on the left side of the mix, while this dun, 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 sort of thing is going on. The only criticism, I guess, that's standing out to me musically so far is, am I going to remember any of this? 10 minutes later. Maybe that's not important to everybody, but the older I've got, I kind of feel that that's something that is usually a sign of something extra special, is that despite the genre or what's going on musically, for it to kind of leave some sort of hook or some sort of trace in a positive sense. I mean, because obviously in the pop world, they've managed to figure out how to do that hook thing, and often it is a curse because you get the wrong song in your head, and, well, at least for me anyway, it just tortures you because you can't get rid of it. But I do like the idea of, something, leaving a memory of an actual phrase or something there that, later on. This, obviously, the style of it is going to stay with me now. This dun 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 dun, and everything that was there, it's going to leave a memory to me. But will I remember the actual song and the riffs from it? Do I need to? I don't know. Comment below and let me know what this does for you. I would imagine this is probably the type of music that if you're a musician, you're going to really appreciate, the technical ability and everything that's there. But maybe if you don't play an instrument, I wonder, you'll probably still be impressed listening to it, but is this the type of thing that you would come back to listen to again? Just curious to see what people would think, Obviously I'm a musician, so it's impressing me a lot. But yeah, anyway, let's go on. Go back a tiny bit. Yeah, this is, I don't know if this is a new style or something that's passed me by, but this is different in the sense that, I've never heard this before, this kind of thing. Like I said, obviously through the rest of the video, I am detecting different sort of elements and influences, I guess. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. Refreshing, so yeah, I gotta give scores. Well, I don't gotta give them, but I've decided to start giving them. So, so like from a purely impressive standpoint, it's a 10 out of 10. But I was saying about the sort of after effects of the music. I wonder, if I was to listen to an album of this, would I be able to last for a whole album? If it was like this, I'm going to have to listen to this other music to see if every song is essentially the same sort of type of thing going on. I feel like it might start to wear a bit thin over the course of an album, just because it's intense, but. That I'm just being open and honest here, so I mean, obviously it's incredibly impressive music, but I don't think it's a full 10 because hopefully I've explained myself. So 8.5, 8.5, yeah, let's go with that. 8.5. Impressive stuff. So thanks for the request, and yeah, I'll be back again.